crawl space, milk crates, and a thick layer of dust. No, these are not the lyrics to a new country song. This is my FlandersRed brew day. If you're following along at home, I'm using glass carboys. At the very least, use better bottles and not plastic. If you're gonna sit on something for a year, you don't wanna end up with vinegar. The star of the show is Wyeast 3763 Rose Ale Blend. I've been using this pitch for 2015 or 2016, and contrary to popular belief, you're not gonna end up with a tooth enamel stripping beer. Also, to pull samples, I'm using a 3/8 OD stainless steel racking cane, high tech I know, and for the transfer, 1/2-inch ID thermoplastic hose, along with a pin valve regulator to set and purge the kegs, and most importantly, you're gonna need time. This is gonna take at least a year. First things first, in the AM, I'm gonna drive down to my parents' house. That's where the matured beers are waiting for me in their crawl space because of temperature and darkness. I'll show up with 3 sanitized kegs. In the 6 or 7 or 8 years I've been doing this, they've all turned out really, really well. So down in the crawl space, bring out that racking cane, and I will pull samples from each carboy just to see how much difference there is in between, and if there is a difference in between, and if there's something I don't like, then I can use the dregs from the other one to inoculate the next batch. Everything looking pretty copacetic here. Again, as mentioned, it's been a year since I put these down. Okay, take a sample. Smells like beer, tastes like sour beer. Okay, great. Number 2, same. And it's important to keep the pinky out so everyone knows you're a pretentious douchebag. This reminds me of a David Lee Murphy dust on the bottle. Yes, these carboys have been in operation since 2016. Okay, I could take them upstairs, but aim small, miss small. Put them up here, get gravity as a siphon. I don't want to risk lifting a 60-pound carboy of glass above my head. So again, with the sanitized keg, all sanitized gear, got my 1/2-inch thermoplastic there. Start a siphon via mouth. Fill up the keggy best you can. After you're done filling, you want to set the lid. Here I got my pin valve regulator. And if I were buying kegs again, I would definitely recommend ones without the PRV. These things kind of be a pain in the ass, although my kegs are pretty old. So to each his or her own. But yeah, this is me trying to get a good set on the lid. And yeah, it can be tricky sometimes. All right, back to my house with the empty carboys and the full kegs. I'm all clear for brew day, so I got my strike water ready, light that up, and I'm just brewing the classic styles, FlandersRed from Jamil's Janishev. Nothing fancy here. In fact, I think you could basically mash a turd with 3763 and it'd come out like a nice little sour beer, so really nothing to go over. That's 152F, by the way. All right, lock up your mash tun, mash, and walk away literally for 60 to 90 minutes. Boil off, everything looks good. I'll get a little layer on the bottom of the keg before I start the water there, or the flame not to scorch. Get my full kettle of wort, conduct a boil, nothing to see here. Boil, lock it up for the night. And what I'm gonna do here is a little cheeky party gal beer on the side, 4.5 gallons or 17 liters of water. I'll add a pound of roasted barley and I'll just come up with a raw stout here. There's no sense in wasting those fermentables that are in the mash there. After about 15 hours, I'll come back and it will be down to pitching temperature. I definitely plan this around cooler days in the summertime to expedite this process. I'll start a siphon with that same racking cane into each carboy. And just pinch it off in between carboys. Some action shots here, very Art Nouveau. After I've filled the carboys up, I'll put them in the rig here, drive back to my parents' house. unload the carboys, jump back into the root cellar there, employ my old man, hoping his back will hold out. He'll drop them down to me in the crawl space here. And then I'll take the blow-off tubes and put them into a gallon of sanitized water and put them to bed for a year. That's it.